As crisp as I can. You may be interested to know that the film is going out on Tuesday evening, not on Channel 4, on the more minority channel Film 4. We were told that they couldn't find a place for it to be scheduled on Channel 4. Disgusting! Preparing to show such classics as The Man with 10 Stone Testicles. Because we agree, we're here because this is the greatest ever assault on the welfare state, on the National Health Service, on our education service. And we have a huge fight. And the question is, that I hope will be discussed this today and for a good deal of time afterwards, is how do we fight back? That's the big issue we've got to face. How do we fight back? Because we're fighting not only this particular program, we're fighting the prevailing consciousness of the age. And I don't know if you put yourself through the purgatory of listening to the Today program every morning, but it certainly raises the blood pressure on a daily basis. And today was no exception, because they have an item about the People's Assembly. You may have heard it. Yes. Yes, they have an item. And I said, now we might hear the argument about the austerity programme. Is it necessary? Is it based on a false analysis? Discussion about that? No. The point of the discussion was, why do we have no protest in Britain? That was the point of their discussion. And it promoted the idea. The subtext to this was that we are pessimistic and we are fatalists. And that was the premise. They didn't dispute that. They then discussed it. And that's what we're fighting, that we cannot get to the main argument. We can't get to the substantive issues. If they do something, it's always sidetracked into something else. So how do we fight back? Well now, in the past, I think some of us have been critical of the trade union reaction. Militant speeches are one thing, action is something else. And at the time of the day of action, some of us said that in the time it took the TUC to propose and then carry out a walk through London on a Saturday, you could have got pregnant and had a child. And if that's the scale, if that's the rate of their opposition, then it's actually got to be speeded up. And I'm told Francis O'Grady made a militant speech. Good. But the test will be on the action that it provokes. The test will be the members, the anger that is palpable and that you meet on a daily basis, how that is channeled and how that is organised and how that leads to direct challenges to the government and to the whole process. To challenge the failure to even put on the agenda full employment, the failure to give our kids any kind of future that they can look forward to, the prospect of having a house, the prospect of having an income, a steady job on which to bring up a family. We're not even discussing this at the moment, at the TUC level or at Labour level. As for the Labour Party, Miliband today votes the APRA government. I hope when you go to the Central Hall later on, you don't hear the sound of Clem himself turning in his grave. You'll be thinking of the current Labour leadership. And I hope you might just hear the raw anger from Nive Devon as he swivels in his grave at the destruction of the NHS. You have to ask. Doc spoke and saying that we have to now campaign for the programme for the election in 2 years' time. But you have to ask: is this seriously a prospect that we can have a Labour government that will oppose privatisation? You haven't heard a peep about any
No.
privatisation in health service, in education, in all the other public services. Not a word. He will not reverse the cuts. He said it in words of one syllable. So if there's been any doubt, that if they were to get in, largely because of the work of people like you and the other people here, they will not reverse the cuts. They've said it. Means-tested benefits, the thin end of the wedge. Who would have thought we would have a Labour leadership? The Labour leadership be the ones to put forward the idea that the benefits should be means-tested. So on that basis, you do wonder whether the Labour Party is the way forward. And some of us have floated the idea of an alternative electoral formation. This needs to be discussed. At the very least, this needs to be on the agenda. We were told that this would not be allowed to be put at the plenary session. And that it would not be there. Now, if that is the case, of course this is any gossip, if that is the case, then it's not the People's Assembly, it's an assembly of the people who agree with a Miliband vote and nothing else. There was an attack mounted on us by an anonymous leading trade unionist, and it was saying that, of course, this was not to be considered an electoral alternative, and that, and I quote to give you a sample, most people on the left view the possibility of a Miliband-led government with moderate optimism.
Rubbish!
I had 6 more quotes to
Come on! Yes, give us more!
The Labour Party has recognised the possibility of space opening up to its left and has moved to close it by shuffling leftwards. I have Now, it's written by a leading trade unionist, that's Festus, a leading trade unionist, who wants to remain anonymous. But I think the anonymity may be revealed, because, as I understand it, he may be at Wimbledon next week as the leading British challenger for the title. So good luck, Andy. Okay. I think it's really important to rediscuss that. If there were to be a space to the left of Labour, nothing would pull the Labour Party left than the idea of losing its votes to someone who is really going to put into practice the ideas that we all believe in. Let's consider that. Let's have a good discussion on that basis.